So how do you stay organized as an educator? So this is a question that I get a lot from other educators. So how do we stay organized so that we can be effective? And this is tough because oftentimes there's so many roles that we're a part of. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Jeff, and this is the EdFamily YouTube channel where we focus on helping our students find out what they're good at so that they can do good with it. And a part of helping our students to do good with it is the best that we can ourselves to be organized. And this is not just our lesson planning, but oftentimes as educational leaders, we're very frequently involved in many different committees or focus groups. And if we're constantly having to remember and look and find things, that uses up valuable time. And once again, we talked about on the EdFamily channel how valuable teacher time is. So how can we speed it up so that all the materials are in one place and we can access the materials as fast as possible? So I thought I'd share a tip that I use. This isn't my actual to-do page, but this is a template that I'm using, a to-do template of the primary responsibilities that I have that allow me then to quickly access different kinds of materials that I need. So one big part of what I do is serving as an instructional coach. So you can see here in this Google Doc, I here have this tab for instructional coach. I'm gonna have a list of different things that I'm doing or projects that I'm working on with hyperlinks to those actual documents. Also, very frequently, I do reflective learning walks, which is having a chance to guide teachers on professional learning experiences to reflect on their own practices as we observe other teachers and students. And then very frequently, what I'm also doing is looking at promising practices happening out of site and then documenting them as well. And once again, I have a link to that. Now, this isn't my actual to-do page because on my actual to-do page, I have probably some stuff that's confidential. I want to keep, more confidential because it's related to myself, my personal work. But I thought I'd just share a really rough draft template that I use that anyone could also easily model or duplicate. So that's one part of my life, the instructional coach role, the 5 C's role, which I've talked about in the past: communication, collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, and compassion, and accelerating the 5 C's and supporting other teachers to do that. Another part of my work is supporting the principal. And so when the principal lets me know what a high priority topic is, I try to make it a high priority for myself as well. And so you can see here okay, I'm doing my instructional coach work. What is it that the principal needs, and supporting the principal and having links that support the principal or work that I'm working on for the principal so I can very quickly access it. So I'm not having to search around for it in my Google Drive, which can sometimes be difficult. And if I've been working on many documents, it might not be easy to find. So it's sometimes easier for me to have the hyperlinks all in one place. I also teach 2 different classes: a 7th grade world history class, which is medieval world history, and then a 10th grade world history class, which is also more modern world history. So these are 2 separate classes. So in each of those classes, there's their own set of being organized. Once again, being organized with knowing where your students are at on their project. So I have a progress monitoring chart. And I've done an EdFamily tip in the past about getting the best work from your students, which is primarily that progress monitoring if you're interested in looking at that a little bit more. So I have a link that goes directly there so I can quickly access my students' work and then give them feedback. I have something called a weekly, which is my weekly agenda, which is also what I paste into our learning management system, the weekly agenda. And I have another EdFamily tip on lesson planning where I explain a little bit about the weeklies. And then I have Google Slides, which I'm using, which has the agendas for each different class that I teach. And then I have my past units also linked below. So that would be for 7th grade, and then something different for 10th grade. Now, if I have it organized like this, this allows me to quickly, once again, give students feedback individually and also or by group or by whole group as a class. So for a lot of teachers, maybe this is the area that you want to begin actually. I'm also a part of this different focus groups. So I might have links that connect to different presentations I'm working on, or proposals that I'm working on, or related to ethnic studies. I've talked about also creating an Asian American studies course, ethnic studies course. I have a playlist on all that as well. So I have a lot of documents which I'm working on that help to support that. I'm also the history department chair, so I have an agenda, a Google slide agenda for that. So if this were the actual one, I'd click on here and it would open up right away. I also do work as civic lead in our district, and so there's different professional developments happening. So we had a Civic Learning Institute that related to the Magnolia AgriScience Community Center. There's actually a EdFamily video that I created on that, which talks about our Civic Learning Institute and one of the outcomes and supports that came out of that. And then there's also another Civic Learning Institute that I'm working on for all Orange County. So once again, these links allow me to quickly go to the work that I am currently working on. I also have induction candidates that I work with. I work with two. There are mentor logs that need to be updated weekly. And so these are things I need to be looking at weekly. Others I'm looking at daily. And so if I had the links right there available to me, I can just go down this checklist of things that I need to do, and I can access those documents really quickly and respond very quickly as well. You could also see here I have a section for EdFamily brainstorm of topics. So sometimes during the day I'll have like an idea, but I don't have the time during the day to actually really bring it out. But I don't want to forget it either. So I'll quickly jot some ideas as well. And then just put it in a space so that I can remember to find it later. And once again, I just want to share, like, it's so helpful to have all those hyperlinks in place, because if I were to actually have all these documents in one location with no hyperlinks, it would just go on and on for pages and pages, hundreds of pages, right? But if I have the hyperlinks, I could just go directly to the hyperlinks, which then take me to the actual product that I need to work on, which ends up saving time on the kinds of things that I don't want to do, and allows me to spend more time on the things that are going to matter. So I hope this is helpful in saving you time and staying organized, so that you can help students find out what they're good at, so that they can do good with it. So Dr. Jeff from EdFamily signing out.